before watching this video, please make sure you've seen the original video. It won't make sense otherwise. It's called Problems I Have with Panic at the Disco, and it's linked in the description down below. You know what's kind of funny is that my first ever band shirt that I ever owned was a Panic at the Disco shirt. I've had this since 2009, and I still wear it to this day, honestly. If you guys haven't been following along, I'm John, if you're new to my channel. This is Beyond ARTV, a subsidiary to my main channel, ARTV, where I do album reviews and like top 10 countdowns and that sort of thing. But yesterday, I was engaged in a little Twitter beef, a little conflict, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to call it a feud. Some people thought that they didn't catch my sarcasm whenever I did call it a feud, because it really wasn't, but here's what it boils down to. Yesterday, somebody sent BRENDON URIE, the sole remaining member of Panic at the Disco, a link to my video that I made a few weeks ago called Problems I Have with Panic at the Disco. He quoted the tweet and said the following up on screen right now. You're going to be seeing screenshots throughout the video, and I'll show you guys some of the tweets that I got. Teehee, this is cute. Sarcastically kind of pushing that to his followers, got at least like I think 7,000 favorites, a bunch of retweets and that sort of thing, and a ton of people were pouring over to that video. And from there, it continued. I mean, I was getting swamped with comments, notifications. I will show you guys I went as far back as I could on the notifications, but if you can see there, let's get a little focus on me. There we go. We can kind of go back to the start. That's as far back as it would let me go. And then all throughout the day. This is just scroll. Oh wow, that went faster than I thought it was gonna go. But all of that is like probably about 500 notifications scrolling through all there, 500 or 600. And I have never in my life gotten that kind of response. And it wasn't just that. I mean, that was the first tweet that he sent. And then I replied to this guy, Matt, that's been watching my videos for quite a while. He said this up on screen, and I replied, yeah, you know, his ego, meaning to say his ego is kind of through the roof, and I definitely think that he intended it for it to kind of come off cocky or douchey. And I was at work, and I quickly made a typo and said, through the rough, accidentally. You know, it was a busy day at work. I slammed through, trying to read through some of these tweets, and I was just slammed between both, and everything was blowing up. And I said through the rough, accidentally, ego through the rough. And of course, BRENDON URIE hopped on that and took the advantage, he took it to his advantage to say through the roof and a little asterisk, you know, just to be kind of sassy, sarcastic, and just throw it out there, knowing that people would come and attack me, it feels like. And I'm not super upset. I'm not here to say that I'm not going to listen to Panic at the Disco's music anymore and I'm going to boycott them. It's just absurd, some of the responses that I got from this. I actually had someone tell me that I didn't like, or I just hated all of Panic at the Disco's music and that I had shit on all of their albums. And I took a quick reminder to give the ratings that I had given for these records. And I was also surprised at the fact of how much love I did get at the end of the day. People agreeing with me, people saying I'm a massive fan of Panic at the Disco, but you brought up a lot of good points. You brought up a lot of discussion, and you did it in a very respectful way, which is exactly what I was intending. I was thinking out loud, I was putting some points together, I had jotted down bullet points, and I kind of went from there, some thoughts that I had had. And this just encourages me to keep going with that series, Problems I Have with blank. But I'm only going to do it if I actually have legitimate issues to bring to the table, which I did in this case. And here's what I'm taking away from the situation. BRENDON URIE, constructive criticism, doesn't have it, thinks that it's just an attack, and apparently a lot of his followers immediately thought it was an attack considering the tweets that I got in response, like, fuck you, you hate BRENDON URIE, da-da-da-da-da. And then I replied to as many of the tweets as I could saying like, did you actually watch the video? And I got some really, really nice replies and some apologies and that sort of thing, which is great. I really appreciate the people that did come through and say, you know what, that's actually, I'm so sorry, I didn't even mean to do that. And, you know, some people came through and just said some stuff. I'm looking for some specific tweets right now, just to see if I can find anything. And it was just really nice, some of the tweets that I did see coming in that I really enjoyed from you guys. A lot of people were just saying you did it in a really respectful way. There was This guy, his name is @AlienCarnival. He was defending throughout the day, which was really great. I really appreciate that. I'm just assuming, I'm sorry if I get if I say he or she, because sometimes people's Twitter icons aren't actually them, so I'm just judging from the pictures here. I'm looking for a couple that said, yeah, there was somebody here that actually said, you know what, you actually made some really valid points, and I just assumed that you were another panic hater, but now that I've actually watched it, you know, I see differently. And that's just what I wanted people to know in general. But yes, I think Brendon URIE's ego is kind of out of control. He's very full of himself as of late, and he thinks that he can do no wrong. And I mean, he's got a #1 album. He should be floating, you know, and I understand why the attitude is there. But at the same time, dude doesn't tweet often, and it was really strange to me that he took the time to really kind of rebuttal someone as small as me. And a lot of people, you know, make the comment automatically, you've only got subscribers, you're not even on his level. Everybody starts somewhere. That's all I gotta say. Panic, I mean, I know they were pretty much an overnight sensation, but things like that don't happen often. I mean, it's not every day that you get signed by Pete Wentz and, you know, an up-and-coming label that actually turns into something. And I'm not saying that URIE was handed everything, but at the same time, I don't care for his attitude and his presence as of late. I'm not going to say that I hate Brendon URIE, and I'm not going to say, like I mentioned already, that I'm going to boycott their music. But I think that there is an issue here, and I think that people need to be able to handle constructive criticism. If you look at the title of my video and see problems I have with Panic at the Disco and just assume that I'm sitting there shitting all over them and don't know anything about the band in general, watch the video before you make a comment. Don't read the title, because that's ignorant, it's stupid, and I don't want anything to do with you. And that's just the way it is. If that's the way that you're gonna be, and if that's the way that you do things and you handle things, you jump to conclusions before you actually see something, then I'm sorry, but you're an idiot. You're an absolute imbecile, and you can't make it through life on assumptions. I guess the main point to wrap things up, never thought I'd have Twitter beef with a celebrity of that caliber, but it was an interesting day. It was very stressful. It was very stressful trying to go through all those things, especially I was just drained in general. I was running on a little bit of sleep, and I tried to be as calm and cool as collected as I could be when replying to people, and I don't think that I really went off on anyone. I've been showing some screenshots of things that I've sent up throughout the day just from my Twitter account and in reply to some of the stuff you guys can kind of see there. I think it might be interesting for you guys to look through my Twitter feed, which is linked in the description down below, just to see kind of what all was going on if you did by chance miss out on this. But I guess I'm going to leave it at that. Sorry if you took something the wrong way. Brendon, did you even watch the video? I'm honestly not sure. Are you watching this one? Tweet it to him if you want to, at Brendon URIE on Twitter, and let him see this. And make sure you watch my original problems I have with Panic at the Disco first, before you watch this video. Thanks, guys. If you want, subscribe to the channel. That'd be awesome. I do a lot of stuff here. And of course, check out my main channel, which is linked in the description down below. We'll see you guys very soon right here on Beyond ARTV.